trophies displayed in a very similar fashion, and I guess the goal and ask Mr. Casper to let an empty spot on the end to hopefully bring back some hardware to fill in the last missing piece, especially for this group of seniors. And obviously they went down there with a mission. They came back. They wanted to bring back some hardware, but of course, we all know that gold not only looks a lot better than silver, but I'm sure it felt a whole lot better when you lifted it over your head on Saturday afternoon as well. So, Dexter, if you would be so kind to fill in the last piece for your senior year, put that I guess we just need to build more tables and more trophy cases, which is not a bad problem to have. I know Jody today is here from the Eagle Herald, and Jody, you got the headlines right today. You put on there, "The Dynasty Resumes," and how true that is. I don't think we realize this until you start to compare some of the numbers that have been established by this program. 10 team state titles. That's amazing. To put that in perspective, there are only 3 schools in the state of Wisconsin that have more state team titles than this high school. And freshmen on this team, 2 of them are definitely within reach because they're only 1 ahead of us at this point in time. So I think you have some goals to think about by the time you're in your high school career. To put that in perspective as well, when you look at the M&O Conference banners that are on the back wall, I did some math before I got here. Our wrestling program has a total of 10 state team titles and 1 baseball title. When you add up all of those other schools combined, the number of state titles that they have in their trophy cases, all of them combined, adds up to a total of 7. 7. It shows you how much of the dominance that this wrestling program has been throughout the last 50 plus years. I know Coach Casper is going to be speaking here shortly, and he's not a person who seeks recognition, but anytime you mention the word dynasty, there is one consistent factor that goes with every single team that you mention. As soon as you mention the Green Bay Packers dynasties of the 1960s, you think of Vince Lombardi. As soon as you think of the great wrestling teams here in the 1960s, you think of Jim Douglas. When you think of the Iowa tradition, obviously you think of Dan Gable. But here at Coleman, we are very fortunate to have Coach Casper lead our young men. Obviously, the credit and the hard work is very much proven in the hardware that has been brought back over the last few years. However, we are very fortunate as a school and as a community for the values that he instills in our young men and the way in which the lessons he teaches them, not only on the mats, but also in lessons in life well after they leave Coleman High School. And for that, I want to just say thank you, Coach Casper, for what you do for our young men. He truly makes this team like his family, and that cannot be, and of course, it's pretty easy to figure out why that is. His mom and dad, Ken and Phyllis, have been with him for almost every wrestling match that he's ever been a part of, and they will continue to be that way. And I know Ken and Phyllis are here today, so I think we owe them a huge round of applause as well. Go ahead, stand up. And that sense of family goes with his brothers, whether it be Kyle, Kent, or Keith. And we are very, very blessed to have this rolling, and I'm hoping it goes on for many more years to come. So at this time, will you please put your hands together to, as I turn over the mic, to our Hall of Fame coach, Mr. Kevin Cass.